What are your unpopular? Yes.
Rest is productive. It's not laziness. I think we've grown up in a culture where rest is punished. Like if you're resting,
What do you mean you're
wasting
asleep at 11?
time? You're wasting time.
It's the politics of motherhood.
Welcome to the Politics of Motherhood.
Because everyone has an opinion about motherhood.
Washuka, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
We
Lynette.
made it to the other side of the year.
Yes. It's a new year. Happy New Year, guys.
Yes, Happy New Year to you. How was the holiday?
Oh, my holidays are amazing. Back to back. Wow. I think there was a week every single to the house.
Wow.
But I had such a good time, even with the kids. Funny enough,
That is
it
so
was
amazing.
still really so much fun.
Yeah.
I think the highlight for me was my birthday is on the 21st of December. So my husband outdid himself. Honestly, that birthday was like props.
Mr. Washuka,
Yeah.
you have set high standards.
No, like, I remember we went to church and then he's like, we have an appointment. So I'm like, oh, is it a breakfast date? What is it? He takes me to a spa. He's like, I'm carrying the kids. You do whatever treatment you want to do. We'll come back for you after 2 hours. I'm like,
Do you know, a few episodes ago, we talked about you needing like a spa treatment. And he must have
got
listened
it
to that.
spot on. Oh my goodness. I was so happy. But I was so scared, like, oh my gosh, the baby cries. He needs me, he needs milk, there's no bottle. He's like, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. You just have fun, relax. I was so happy. I got my massage done. Then he came for me, brought me gifts. We went for lunch with our family. It was honestly the best birthday in my lifetime.
Oh, that is so cool. That is really cool.
How was your holiday?
Listen, I am on holiday now. Decembers are really busy for me.
Yeah.
Because
You're playing Santa, right?
I was playing Santa all month December. December is the busiest month at the workshop because then we are making kids' toys. Someone promised their child a big boy bed. I am out there trying to make sure it's perfect.
Yeah.
So it was back to back to back. And I was trying to finish December orders so that they don't run into January. Unfortunately, some ran into January. So I'm like, but all Christmas orders were done.
Yeah.
I'm sure kids were happy. I don't have complaints. I also, like, the moment I got to do this, quite enjoyed being with the kids. It's been a long time since I was just like me, husband and children.
Wait, you didn't have a nanny?
Can you believe that?
Because you got around with two nannies.
nannies. And at a point, actually so I didn't have nannies on 25th, 26th. They came back on 27th. And by the end of 26th, I was contemplating being like, hey, can you just stay a bit longer? No, my kids are 5 and 3.
Yeah.
I did not realize how independent they are now. And it was just fun, like being with them. And now they know what they want. We went to a play park and they just had so much fun. Like, I enjoyed just being with them. But on 27th, I had to go back to work. And
workshop or
to the workshop.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm one of those moms that don't stop.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll find out. But it was good. It was good. Yeah.
Oh, I also made my first long distance trip with my youngest.
Ooh.
We went to Nakuru.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
And
That's a drive.
It was a drive.
Yes.
But imagine he was so calm. Both kids were calm. I think the trick for us was leaving early. So we left at around maybe 6 a.m. So it took us literally 2 hours to get to Nakuru.
Oh, wow.
So it was really quick. And
so you
just
didn't
took his
experience
nap.
the traffic.
Exactly. There's no traffic.
Yeah.
So the whole time he just slept.
Oh, nice.
When he woke up, we were in the hotel.
But isn't it funny how we get so anxious about being with our children? But then when you are with them, you realize how easy it is to be with them. Like, of course, they're fuzzy kids and they're, kids who just, I think for me, the age we're at now is, are we there yet? 100 times. And I think, what did we do where I said, if I hear one more.
Are we there yet?
I'm gonna lose
And you didn't go to Nyamira, did you?
No, we didn't go to Nyamira. But interestingly, this is the one Christmas where I really missed my family. Like my side of the family. Of course, my husband's family is my family too. But because I think all my siblings except one, the one who lives in the UK, were there with their kids. And I have, like, my kids have 16 cousins. And then they had fireworks at my parents' house.
Can
you believe that?
I kept telling you to go.
I knew that I couldn't survive it. Just personally, I knew that I couldn't survive it. I felt bad for my kids.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they're missing all that fun. They're
Cool
missing,
memory.
So I'm like, Easter, we must. I have not communicated this yet.
What if that's a time when everyone is not also coming? They have their own plans.
Interestingly, during the Easter period, everyone goes home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My family is like close like that. So I really, really hope. Like I miss hanging out with cousins for my kids because they just a vibe. They all love each other. Yeah. So what were your big wins? I know you've mentioned a couple. Is there
for the entire year or just December?
Maybe for the entire year.
The entire year.
Yes.
It has to be.
And here we're talking about the year 2025.
Yes. Just to be sure, to be clear. VBAC for sure was a big win for me.
Yes.
Having the privilege to be home with my kids and watch them grow and take care of them, that has been so healing for me and it's such an amazing time. What else? I think for December, just spending time with my family. We spent time with both my husband's family.
Yeah.
So we went on a small staycation with his siblings. And also for the New Year's period, I was with my folks and my sister. That was really fun, spending time with them. What other big win? My youngest son has teeth now.
Yo, we must talk about that. I don't know if that's a win, but
He has teeth. I'm like, where are you going, child?
Especially for a breastfeeding mom. Yeah, that's
guys. Yeah, I'm going through it.
Send prayers for Washuka,
please. I think those are my highlights for the year.
Oh, good.
Yours?
Good. I think 2025 was a bag of like mixed things. But for sure, family, and like just having my kids, my husband, our parents, and especially like this morning I was reflecting on this year, and one of the things that I thought about was that our parents are here, and I know a lot of people have lost parents, and we're at the age where people are losing parents. But having our parents, around, there's always health issues, and now, as a mom, you think about those things a lot more critically. And just making it through the year. I think last year with, job changes, deciding on my focus for, work and family and the things that I want to do. It was kind of tough. But then now I'm looking back and saying, I'm glad those things happened. There's of course one thing I'm not glad it happened, but I'm glad a lot of the things that happened last year happened because they've really pushed me into what I think is a really good person.
Yeah. And I think one shared win for both of us is launching our podcast.
Yes. Look at that.
Yeah.
High
I finally did it.
There you go. Yes. It's been a long time coming, and just, meeting you and starting this journey and just looking forward to our recording days. It's been really
amazing.
Good. Yes.
Okay. So, I know December was a heavy month for you as well.
It was.
Yeah. How was that for you? So, for context, Luna was our angel baby, was to be born in December.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
I think December was really difficult in that sense. And I think maybe that is why I also immersed myself in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because I was just trying to not remember. December 15th specifically was very hard because that was,
the ADD.
How due date. And interestingly, we were chatting, and maybe we'll talk about this at another time. I kind of went into mild labor on December
No.
15th.
Did you?
Yes, we were
told me.
discussing and I told
Oh,
you.
yes, you did. Yes, I remember that
It's like the
conversation.
body just knew, what to expect. And just being in that moment, I think, was really tough. And interestingly, I was evaluating the days before December 15th and the days after. And somehow the grief feels a bit lighter now than it did before. Because I think before there was a bit of anxiety around this person I was expecting that I know I'm not going to get versus I am at this point where I know I will never get that person, that baby. And so December was a bit heavy, and I think I held on to my kids a little more. Unfortunately, then it means January I was really missing them when they went back to school. But yeah, I'm just very grateful that we made it out. We made it out of that month, and now kind of just continuing the healing journey.
I'm so sorry about that experience. Like, it's crazy how the body remembers. Like, it's longer. It's already went through labor.
I know on 14th
September.
night.
It was. Now you're going through it again when it was meant to happen.
I was questioning
insane.
like, why am I feeling this way? And it almost felt like you're going into like labor, and there was tummy aches and you just like, I was hot, everything was just happening, and I was like, whoa, this is so strange. But I guess it's just a way of the body just releasing. And I don't know if other mothers have experienced this. Please let us know if
it's a thing.
It's a thing, and hopefully we'll find a way of healing. So
man.
But thanks for asking.
That was a heavy one. Have you enrolled yourself to therapy?
Yo,
guys, you need to hold this girl accountable.
So I think that's something I'm still really struggling with.
Why?
I don't know. I make one step towards it. Like, I reached out, I got a professional, and they reached out. They're like, so when are you available? And then I froze.
Wow.
Like, I've gone back and looked at that email. So thankfully, context, I'm in school in the UK, and fortunately the school offers grief support for students and for staff, and it's the perfect solution in all ways I could ever
free,
imagine.
right?
It's free. It's part of the school program. But then, and that is how you know that I've really frozen, because even with a free offer with like top-notch, university therapists and doctors, I am still like, I don't feel like I'm ready to talk about it. Like, I had to fill this form and I highlighted like what the key issues are, but I'm like, but I'll get there. I promise. I don't know when, but I will.
Please don't take too long.
You'll try. I don't know. I will try.
I'll keep checking up until you go.
Yes, I will try. So maybe just moving on from this and wondering, what are your structures for the holidays?
Okay. So the nanny goes this year. My nanny went home on the 23rd. So
for how long?
Until she came back on the 5th.
Okay.
So that's about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks.
So basically, it's just my husband and I. We just have to divide the duties, the roles in the house, the kids, and just make it work. But luckily, as I said, we were out of the house most of the time. So we didn't have to cook.
and clean.
Yes. And then now when we went on holiday, my folks were there. Let me tell you, I think this is a travel hack. Going with your folks. Oh my goodness. Because they're more than willing to help with the kids.
Yeah.
And then we got a house kind of structure. So that worked perfectly. Because, if they're just there in the room, they'll just come, take the babies, stay with them as you're trying to figure out everything else. So it worked perfectly this time that you are away from home. It's just, I usually don't get extra help. So we just manage between my husband and I. So the person you marry is important, guys. Very important.
and sometimes I know, people say you can't change, especially husbands and stuff. Like, sometimes you can just lay out the rules.
Yeah.
Just say this is what needs to be done.
Yeah, that's true. And you? How's your structure?
Well, I have many structures.
Wow.
So first, I know I mentioned that my nannies were off 25th to 27th, but so technically they're off from the 24th to the 2nd or 3rd. And then I pay them extra to come in during the holidays if they can, and if they're not traveling or so. So then that's my structure generally, even at the workshop. You know, when people come in like during that break, I actually pay them extra per day that they come into work, because I don't expect that people would, willingly just want to leave their families and stuff. And if that money can help towards like school fees and stuff, it works. But then one of the things that I have become an expert in is I do not do, like, during the holidays, as most people do, we go to my in-laws. I do not labor. I do not do cooking. I do not do cleaning. Like, I will, book a chef who will come, go to their house in the morning, do all the cooking, do all the cleaning. By the time we get there... At your cost? Yeah. Okay. We are guests in, we also have to enjoy the holidays.
No, for sure.
Exactly.
I'm all for it.
So those are my structures. My structures are, I have as much help as I can. Also because of like the nature of my work, because it doesn't necessarily stop. And then I am not one to go, putting on the jiko or whatever, trying to make mokimo. No. You just come up with a menu with a chef, book them, they show up, we show up, we have fun. So that for me, it's important for the grandparents to enjoy hang out with the grandchildren, for me to sit and just observe and enjoy that observation and relax. And then, then everything goes back to normal on the 2nd. Yeah.
Are your in-laws in Nairobi or out of Nairobi?
They're Nairobi.
Yes, okay. Then that works.
So it's a day trip.
Yeah.
In fact, we normally leave at like 1:32 and then get there and then, come back home by like 7:30, which is, So I think sometimes that's why I miss my parents, because then it's like a 5-hour drive to go to them, and then you have to stay there for like 2 days or 3 days before you come back. But it was all good. It was all good. I like my in-laws. So
did you stick to I know you're a stickler for schedules, your baby's schedules. Did you stick to all the bedtimes?
Yes, I did.
No, come on.
Yes, I did.
What?
The one thing that I have changed is now I put the kids to bed, which I'm still trying to figure out if it's a good idea, because when like the nanny does it, it would be like bed, good night, see you, out. Me, it is read a story, let's chase after each other, now I have to sing 2 songs before they sleep, and then we have to talk about our plan for the week. We have to do some... It's this whole thing. Like, this could have been a 5 minutes operation. Why are we still here 30 minutes later? But yes, we stuck to 7:15, 7:30, kids are in bed.
So you go to Shag's, your folks' place.
Yes.
And you still come back in time for 7:15 sleep.
And if we're not back, normally the kids would start dozing off in the car on the way back. So we stick to
wow
time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think for me that also helps. I look at it more from a point of it's for me more than it is for them. It's like I need my time from 7:30 to just like walk around the house and figure my life out.
Yeah.
So I'm very strict on that.
Us guys didn't stick
How was that for you?
Bedtime. It was okay.
Yeah.
I think there's one thing that I read on socials that was saying just ease out during the holidays and just enjoy the moment and be present. So I carried that to heart. I carried it with me. So when you get late, I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there when you get there. So what I would do is do like up their bath in the morning. Actually, Luca's bath in the morning. And then, so when you come home, he just sleeps. But now for Leon, even though we wash him in the morning, we still have to wash him when we get home because he's been playing with Mad, chafu, so you can't actually go to bed like that. So it was very chaotic trying to wash him at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I think those are the moments you're like, I will not tell if you don't tell.
But you know what? That's usually my husband's burden to carry. So I'm just like, hey, I'm just there breastfeeding my Luca. He's peaceful. And we sleep. And I just hear like screaming.
My part of the task is done.
Yeah.
I don't know about yours.
Yeah. So that was tough, but we enjoyed it. They also had fun.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think for me, it is, I'm always afraid of like breaking the structure because I say, what will be the impact? Especially for me with
imagine
like
they
school
bounce
going.
back.
Listen, I am not
They
here to find
bounce
out.
back.
I am not here to find that out. It's too much. Did you get to hang out with your friends? Do you have any of that kind of maybe ritual of like the holidays is when you get to see most of your friends?
Holidays for me, I get to see more of my family.
Okay.
But I had friends, summer bunnies, of course.
Oh yeah, the summer bunnies.
Yeah, the summer bunnies. Yeah, they came to visit us at home. That was the kind of hangout I had, but it was mostly family because also I have my sister abroad, so she came. We spent time together.
Great. Yeah.
My sister-in-law as well. They also came. Liam finally got to meet his cousins when he's now of age of playing. You know, they met when he was so young.
Yeah.
So right now they're able to play and they're also boys. So there's 4 boys in the house, which was great. They had fun. And you, friends?
Not really. Like I feel like I also still kind of have that structure, and again, maybe because of the way my life is structured, that I meet my friends when I meet my friends. So we don't necessarily have that during the holidays. Then we will do this or we will do that. It was just like for me, the thing that I tried to do more was to make sure that my kids get to see like their cousins, which we did. We had a pre-Christmas party at my sister's house, which was so much fun. And then, you know, them getting to play with their friends. I did not realize how chaotic it can be when the kids are grown and the influence of other kids.
We need to talk about that, Lynette, because I am struggling.
When I tell you I have 2 broken bikes, a scooter that is broken, you know, that's the moment I'm like, you guys have had this for years.
Yeah.
How are they broken in one? Because there's this 10-year-old kid who was playing with it and it broke. The pedal is off. The handle is down.
Yeah.
You know, like, is this what our parents used to talk about? So I think for me, that is kind of a bit of a mid-light, not a highlight, not a low light, but it's like, why are things broken? You know?
Yeah.
And that is the moment when you see, like when your kids are on holiday, you see how their behavior can very easily be influenced. We had these kids who would come and be like, Luca, can you go to your house and bring scissors? And my child would just, you know, run into the kitchen and get scissors. Like, oh, excuse me, where are you taking the scissors and what are you going to cut? And because they've also had episodes of shaving each other's hair.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, Lexi did cut her hair, which I was really mad about. So it's these things you're like, is this how easy it is to influence children? And like the other kids would would tell them, go to your house and bring this, and they would just go and bring it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, so I don't know about that part. But anyway, one of the things about the holidays that people struggle with, or in fact not one, 2 main things, is post-holiday. And post-holiday means the transfer window.
Transfer season.
And back to school.
Yeah.
Let's start with the transfer season. Have you experienced this?
We thank the Lord. I was not affected this year.
Amen.
But I was so worried. Like, not that my nanny had shown any indications of leaving, but you know, you just have to leave that room for disappointment.
But for people who do not know what the transfer season is, could you please tell us?
So this is when nannies go home, and you just, if they're courteous enough, you'll find a text. Mama sirudi job January, i.e. I'm not coming back to work. Or sometimes they just don't show up when they're supposed to show up.
And then you call, send to voicemail.
Blocked, number blocked. So this year I was unaffected. I thank heavens. Oh my goodness. I was so glad. When my nanny came, I almost hugged her. I was like, thank you for not leaving
back.
us.
Did you have balloons up? Welcome back. Welcome home.
I was about to. But so we actually kept talking over the holidays.
Do you think you kept talking just for your assurance?
Yes. Yes, I need to know, to gauge where her mind was at. So
how are your people?
Yes, how are the kids doing? How are they? Are they good? And then there's a time she called me. She was like, Mama Lian, there's something serious I want to tell you. I'm like, guy, what is it? Are you going? What's happening? Because that's how my mind went.
This is the we need to talk.
Yeah. So she tells me that her former employer reached out to her that to go back, but she told her how she's happy where she is. I was like, thank you.
So why did she need to tell you?
I wondered. But you see, my nanny is an open book, Lynette.
Okay.
Like the things she tells me, I'm just like, should I be doing that? But she literally is an open book.
Okay.
Completely.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I hope that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. I love it because I get to know where her mind is at any point in time. So something doesn't get me off guard.
Yeah.
So I'm happy I was not affected, man. Like she came back. My babies were so happy. She was so happy to see them. Like for a period, Leon didn't even want any of us to hold him. He just wanted to be with the nanny. He's like, my Susan. Yeah, mine. I was like, hallelujah. How is it for you?
I hate that period. I hate, and especially when you see the agony, like especially mothers, not even parents.
Yeah,
mothers go through. I was talking to my friend before I mentioned how mine went, and he was like, so it's a man, and he said, the nanny has not come back. I can see the anguish in the house, but now I can't ask because I'll be asked if I have interest, so I'm just going to just chill and wait and see, what's going to happen. So just thinking about like what moms go through is quite interesting. Interestingly, I've never had an issue of any transfer during like December. The one transfer we had in December was a voluntary one, and it happened, it was like December 15th. There was handover, I got a new person, and life moved on. So I've never had, that anguish of will this person come back? When they go, will they not come back?
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's also a defense mechanism of sorts, which is I do not want to ever show anyone that they cannot be replaced. Because if you go and decide to go, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I've just tried as much as possible not to put my life at that point. So I'm like, oh, you left? Okay, cool. The one who left a year ago, when she told me she was leaving, I was like, okay, cool. In a day, I got someone else. Do your handover for 2 days. See you later, But it's one of those, like I was watching all the memes about it, where, the nanny would come in and say, in a house where there's no husband, I cannot work there.
Yeah.
Or, the way you talk to me, I need to be respected. And it reminded me of this one nanny that I interviewed, and I asked her about her conditions for work, and she said, I'm a baby girl. Even my dad calls me his baby girl.
I remember we had that in one of those early episodes.
And I was like, well, okay. But for me, at least, the thing that, in December, people are in holiday mode. Things are easy. So I feel like my nannies, actually, both of them, kind of relaxed. And so January started, and I'm expecting like this back to work and fast paced and everything. And I had to sit them down and be like, let's revisit the structures of work and be reminded of what is expected. So we've had 2 meetings so far. It is only the 19th of December, is it? Or 20th? And of January, sorry. And and now I can see some changes. So there's some things, and I wonder how this happened, that were going smoothly, but in January I'm like, this is, maybe I will initiate this transfer window. You know?
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. At a point, my mind was there. You know, at a point, especially now with both kids in school, you start asking, do I actually need 2 nannies? Do I actually, need? And I know in one of the conversations for me, it was, there are things I expect when I have 2 people in the household that I'm not getting. So I need to really reevaluate that. So I'm kind of in that moment. But I guess we will see. And the second thing is on back to school.
Back to school.
Are your kids in school yet?
No. I have at least 2 more years.
You have 2 more years. What's your plan around back to school? Around kids going to school?
Well, I think this year, okay, so my son is 2 years. So I'll probably do like play group once, maybe like 2 times a week. Just something easy.
This year?
Yeah, this year and the next year. But I plan to get them to school when they're 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want him to start repeating things and that.
No, that definitely.
Anyway, it gives me time to save up for his school fees. Hey,
yes.
So.
School fees. So first of all, school fees. Yesterday I met a mother who was complaining that their kid, the school they got admitted to for grade 10, requires that you pay a whole year's school fees in advance. Yes.
What?
Yeah.
And what if you don't like the school?
That's on you. You pay the whole year school fees in advance.
Lynette, so grade 10, this is CBC.
Yes.
So there's a placement by the government, or what do you mean?
There's a placement by the government.
Oh, so it's a national exam in grade 9.
Yes. And then you go into grade 10. And grade 10
this is junior secondary school?
Yes, that's the junior secondary. And and they went for admission, and she said, as soon as you go in, they pour everything out. If you missed one book on the list, you're out. School fees paid in full. And that is when I also noticed, it's interesting. I was somewhere where I had taken a cab, got there, we were hanging out, had this conversation, took a cab back, and we're still talking about schools with the cab driver. And he said the school his child goes to, the school fees say 50,000 shillings. They are expected to pay another extra 7,000 that does not go to the school account. You know how you go to school and you write a check or you M-Pesa to one account? That they are instructed, you pay 50,000 to this account and 7,000 to this other account, and you must pay the 7,000 before you pay the 50,000.
It's giving corruption. What?
It is corruption. It is. And, they were told you'd rather miss or pay the 50K in installments or get the 7K from the 50K and pay it first. And then parents are going through the most.
What?
Out here with the school. And I don't think anyone is really helping. Is anyone here being the government, unfortunately. There's a lot of confusion. There are schools where the grade 10 classes have not come back because kids have just not come back to school. Because? The school fees is very high. Okay. The placements, the parents don't like the schools. Where your child is placed in a day secondary school in a different county. Which does not make any sense at all. So it's been a lot of confusion for parents, and it's very unfortunate. Of course, sometimes I can say I'm lucky that my kids are young, that whatever experimentation is happening is not affecting them so adversely, but it's just so confusing. It's just so very confusing. And for me, it's just sad to see parenting, because for most parents, your kids going to school is the thing that really keeps you up at night. Yeah. Are they in the right school? Are they being bullied in school? Do you have school fees for that school? Are they going to do well in that school? Do you have books? Do you have uniform? So there are all those things. But for me, back to school is always an interesting time because I like to observe people and observe situations. And let me tell you, the cartels in education are interesting. Start with school uniform. School uniform is too expensive. And why is school uniform that expensive? School books, especially with now, workbooks, because they don't have. So we were joking yesterday with Said Cab Driver, where he said, growing up, you would get, it used to be a Kasuku book.
Yeah.
A 32-page Kasuku book. And so he said, and our parents would cut it in half and you would use one for all subjects. And when that's finished, you get the other part.
Yeah.
The one thing I vividly remember is, for instance, my dad would get a pencil, cut it in half, and he would give you the side with the rubber.
Yeah.
And then when it's finished, you have to bring back the rubber.
Wow.
For him to give you the other,
He was
the pointy
frugal.
part. Oh, listen, and he was a headmaster in a high school, so he knew what he was talking about. And that is, you would go a whole term and you learned how to take care of your things because you knew you were not getting another pencil without the rubber bits.
Yeah.
And to think now, I was joking with my friend, my kids have to carry like 2 Stedler rubbers. Stedler was the Who's Who brand when we were growing up.
Yeah.
They have to carry 2 Stedler rubbers. They have to get Faber-Castell paint. When I saw the shopping, I was like, no, I have to keep this on the side. Because why is a 5-year-old going to school with professional artist grade paint?
Yeah.
And they have to, carry 2 packets of 12-pack pencils to school.
Why?
For what reason?
Are they trying to also have their own stock at school?
I don't know, but it's this thing where school, I looked at, thankfully, I'm not the one who did the shopping, but I looked at I'm like, what? For a 3-year-old, what are we doing with our lives and why? So school has become really expensive. I must say, thankfully, my one philosophy in life is my kids will not go to a school where I am fighting to raise school fees, where I'm like, I must get 100 jobs to be able to afford my kids going to a good school.
Yeah.
Even the whole thing about networks and stuff, I hope they get to go to conferences when they're older. But I'm that level of frugal when it comes to parenting. But it's just how much education is costing. And not because that's how much it's been costing. We're not that old. It's just the changes overnight to when you would carry 5 exercise books of 48 pages to now you need 7 workbooks and exercise books and a diary and, all the excesses and extras and a ream of printing papers. We bought a ream of printing papers in high school.
I never bought a ream of printing anything.
Lucky you. In high school, we would buy a ream of printing paper, and now it's a 3-year-old needs a ream of printing paper.
Wait, Lynette, are they taking all these things to school?
Yeah.
For what? So, are the papers
teacher.
labeled? This is for Lexi. When Lexi's thingy is over, if Lexi needs to have things printed, they're going to use her ream.
No, I don't
Or what?
think on the paper itself, for instance, a ream of paper that it would be labeled. You would label the cover just to show that Lexi brought this to school. But then the paper is paper for everyone.
So they're basically transferring the cost of buying paper to the students.
Yeah. Now the cost of buying paper is... And the one thing I don't understand is we used to have textbooks and exercise books.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Now there is workbooks where they write into the book that is the textbook, and then there is exercise books as well, and then there is extra reading material, which is quite interesting. I feel like we need a whole
Episode
on this, maybe with an expert,
for sure.
in education. and the education changes. But but for me, those are the kind of the two very stressful moments about holidays, which is, you're sherehe a whole month, and then suddenly it's 1st of January, you're like, yay, Happy New Year, and then it's 2nd of January, then the queues to school uniforms are all the way around the block. You're like, wait, wasn't everyone celebrating just yesterday? Why is everyone looking so stressed? Literally a day later. So those are very very interesting times.
But I think we should have that conversation on education, because I'm also at the stage where I'm trying to figure out, is it CBC, is it Cambridge, is it British, what curriculum is it for us?
It's interesting that for me, like when I think about the systems, and it's interesting that also you say for instance, Leon will start school when he's 4. And both my parents, who were teachers, insisted on that. Even for Lexi, they have been very protective. They're like, is she in school yet? She's not 4. Why? And Lexi only went to school. Both Lexi and Luca actually went to school to play group the 3rd term, and then went to PP1 the very next term. So they did not spend like a whole year in playgroup, because we were also homeschooling. So part of and I think we talked about this when we're talking about like nannies. My recruiting style is I recruit with the intention of this person is my child's first teacher. First teacher in terms of that formal like ABCs and 1, 2, 3. So we homeschool in a fun like Montessori type way. And then they start formal school like just the 3rd term.
Okay.
Just to get to like know their classmates,
have
know
a
school,
structure of school,
have routine. We get to know if they like school or not, and then they go in and also you save school fees, for kind of half the year. But it's quite interesting when you think about like how much parents are spending for 2-year-olds and how the government has structured education generally moving forward.
I think for me, I don't have that much pressure, because at 2 years they're just playing, so you can just play at home.
You take them to school and figure out how much play is worth.
Right?
That is when you are told. Someone said there's a school where you have to bring like 2 packs of diapers per week, and it costs about 50,000, and like you have to do all this. I'm like, at 50K, you can hire a nanny who takes care of your child at home. And for me, that's actually the mathematics that I do. Like when you look at the cost of keeping a child in school before they're 4 in a formal school environment, you can go out and find a really good nanny and just hire them and have a clear structure. Maybe I should, come up with a structure and we can share it, or share the structures that I've been using, and we can share it, with moms listening who might need these kinds of tools. But for me, it's, there's wake up, have breakfast, do your ABCs, go outside, look at trees, identify animals, and do things. That way also the kid gets to go outside to play with the neighbors, to do all those things without the stressful environment of you have to sit down. And interestingly, there's a lot of studies as well about girls
Education.
And boys. The differences where how boys should play and how girls should play. And that, in our case, informed why our kids are in a fully girls' school and not in a mixed school. And so there's just a lot of things and a lot of content out there.
Because I know the study you're talking about, and it was encouraging that boys need... Okay, so separation of schools should happen at these early stages. Boys, girls. And for boys, they should just be playing, doing
they
rough
need
play, playing with water, fishing, those kind of crazy outdoor things, as opposed to being forced to sit down. But I feel like the system, even though I take my sons to a boys' school, they'll still be told to sit down in circles.
Oh yeah, there's part of that. Interestingly, I've seen, for instance, the brother school to my kids' school, and their play pack is completely different from the girls' play pack. which is it's a bit rougher. There's a lot more like obstacle courses type kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting. But I guess we will explore and see.
We will. I'm excited about that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
So I think we can get into 2026 and what are you looking forward to? Are you new year, new me kind of woman, or do you do vision boards? You know, that whole shebang for new year.
But let's start with you. What's your what's your structure around that, like getting into a new year?
Same me.
No new you,
Same
new
me,
things.
new year. Yeah, I don't overthink.
Do you
the
journal?
new year.
Do you vision board?
I've tried to journal, and I did it for like 2 weeks. And I'm not a writer. I don't enjoy writing as much. So I don't do that. Vision board, not really as well. But we have a family vision board.
Okay.
Because you were made to do one for a course that I did last year. So you have a family vision board. So I'm just open. I feel like I'm open to whatever the year brings. I start the year with hope of, the things that I want to do, the things that I want to achieve, but I leave room for what if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because for me, I really get disappointed when I really want this thing, and you put it in pictures, you write down, etc., and then it doesn't happen. By the end of the year, I'll be so crushed. So I leave, for me, my way of safeguarding
is to not write
myself
it down.
is to just have just be open to the possibility of what could go right, what could go wrong. I'm open. Yeah.
Interesting. I think for me, I tend to think that my year starts in April, which is around my birthday.
Yeah.
So I set my like big goals and stuff around then. This year I have tried to let's do it with everyone. The one thing that is not featuring there is going to the gym. Which I think I have completely given up on. I'm a good gym person, but and we'll talk about this in terms of our diverse opinions.
Yeah.
But religion, I have given up on it because I have taken time to question the structured environment of working out and everything around it. So now this year I'm just freestyling anything around fitness. I have kind of not necessarily written out my goals, but structured what I want to do and how I want to do it this year.
Yeah.
I'm a writer. I'm a writer and a drawer. I write a lot. By write, I mean hand, pencil, book, pen. I always have 100 pens and books around me. Everywhere it's just notebooks and stuff. The first things I do in the morning is, by the nature of my work with woodworking, it's always designing and drawing, new orders and kind of sending this out to clients. So that tends to be the first thing I do in the morning. So I tend to write a lot. So I have structured it around okay, let me write out the things that I want to do and how I want to do them this year. And then the one thing I have picked is writing every evening what I am grateful for. And not what I'm grateful for, but what I achieved that day. Because of how much I do, sometimes I can be very hard on myself when one thing doesn't go right and then forget the one thing did not go right, but here are 10 things that actually went really well today. So I find that has helped calm me down because I'm always very hard. People say I'm a type A. I haven't taken enough tests to identify that. But for me, it's just structuring it and saying, here's what I achieved today. I had this tough conversation with a client, but I achieved it because I was in that moment and we had the conversation.
Yeah.
Or I had to fire this person from the workshop, which I did, fire 2 people just on Saturday. But here's why I did that. And it's an achievement because I did it because I took time to think about it and see how they were slowing me down and where I actually want to go and stuff. So not necessarily new year, new me, but excited for the structures.
Yeah.
And as we close with Shuka, what are your opinions?
Unpopular opinion.
That are very. I'm trying to figure out how to say it in a way that are these things you're going to carry into the year? Are they just unpopular opinions? Period. But what are your unpopular opinions?
Popular or unpopular?
Unpopular.
Unpopular.
Yes.
Rest is productive. It's not laziness. Yeah. I think we've grown up in a culture where rest is punished. Like if you're resting,
What do you mean you're
wasting
asleep at 11?
time. You're wasting time, you know. Yeah, and even this comes from our folks, right? I don't think I've ever seen. The only time I see my dad rest in a year is at the end of the year in December. So it's always grinding and hustling and doing everything.
Yeah.
But that's not sustainable. So just remind moms out there, just rest. Yeah, just rest.
Okay.
It's important. Your body will make you rest.
I actually read something the other day that said resting is part of the progress, or should be viewed as part of the progress, and not a deviation from the progress. I think we've been raised in a culture where you always have to be moving, and especially for moms.
Yeah.
So when you just sit down to let your brain like just relax, it's seen as you're being lazy. You know what our moms used to, what do you mean you're asleep at this time?
Yeah.
And just yesterday, interestingly, I was thinking, I can't wait for when my kids say, Mom, I'm tired, I want to sleep at 12 p.m. And I say, yeah, cool.
Go sleep.
Yeah.
Do you know today, Lynette, I can't sleep in the middle of the day.
Or me neither.
No matter how tired I am.
I wake up feeling the worst.
My mom, the way she drilled in me that you're lazy when you sleep in the middle of the day. I carried it till now. I can't sleep.
Interestingly, like for me, during December, one day I just stayed in bed the whole day.
Wow.
And I felt the best.
Yeah.
It was just so amazing, and I can't wait to do more of that.
No, actually, I'm envious because I can't even dare do that.
You just stay in bed, just
my kids, the age they're at,
they're in bed with you. They're in bed with you.
Yeah. And what's yours?
Oh, my unpopular opinion is something that we've alluded to a lot during this episode. But for me, it is you are not, or do not make yourself the expert of your kids. I don't know if it's the expert of or the expert on, you know, where as a mom, you feel like you're the only one who knows how to feed them. You're the only one who knows how to change a diaper. You're the only one who knows how to take them to the bathroom. Because the more you do that, the more it falls on you to do it. And guess what? Back to what you're saying, you'll not get enough time to rest. And for me, this actually happened again during this holiday, where on the few days we didn't have a nanny, the kids would come to me like, Mama, can you do this? And I like, go ask Papa.
Yeah.
You know, my 5-year-old got a drone for Christmas. Well, that's what she wanted. And it would be like, Mama, it's out. Can you charge the battery? I'm like, my hands are full. Go ask your dad. You know, the other day, I was for school, we have like residential weeks where it's a full like few days of fully in class. And we were together, we'd gone to pick them up, but I was in class. And I didn't realize, I saw we were going into a hotel. And so I was like, why are we going in here? And he said, oh, someone wants to susu. And I was like, oh, okay. And I went back to class. We go to the hotel. He went out with the kids.
Yeah.
They found a bathroom. Normally I'd be like, okay, let me be, you know, Pat in class, Pat's trying to do this. Like, it's okay, don't worry, I've got it. And I'm like, no, that's your parent too. So I was like, is this how it feels when you're not the expert of your children? And like things, like they had fun, they went and, you know, to the bathroom, they came back, we went home, and everyone was okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So that's teaching me to stop being the expert. And I would say, like, the way I felt, I wish that for everybody. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Great.
That was a nice episode, Lynette.
Yes.
See you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
And Happy New Year to you all. Bye.
It's the politics of motherhood.